Howdy there folks, it's Geist, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the changes that were recently made to Monarque here in Season of the Witch. Now as you guys know, it had a major rework slash nerf, as Bungie calls it, and what this discussion today is going to be is just sort of my thoughts on this, whether or not it really is a nerf, because you've probably been hearing a lot of things from a lot of different people regarding this. A lot of avid bow users that I know say that this in fact was not a nerf and it was actually a buff because Monarque is going to kill faster now. That is true, but it's also false. Monarque does kill faster now, but it also kills slower, and I'm going to explain how. The changes that they made to Monarque were that they lowered its damage profile to match that of lightweights. Now Monarque already had the lightweight bonus, so you would move faster, and the weapon felt snappy because it had snapshot innately. So in anything other than its damage, it basically already was a lightweight, so it kind of was getting the best of both worlds. So this rework was kind of warranted. It really needed this to happen. Now, it's still an exotic, and it still has that exotic feel because it's the only lightweight in the game that can double body, not counting something like a gut shot bow, but it can do so without the need of gut shot, so you don't have to time your aim or anything like that. It can double body just like it used to because the poison still does the same damage, and that was the other change, is that the poison duration has also been condensed so that the full poison damage still happens, but it happens over a much shorter duration so that Monarque doesn't keep you out of the fight as much. And that is definitely a nerf. It definitely does that, and it definitely doesn't afflict you as long with that poison. So it doesn't feel like you get put out of the fight quite as long, which is what they intended to do. However, while it does still double body, it is significantly weaker. In fact, because what you're relying on is the poison there, and the poison doesn't kill the target until about a second and a half after you shoot that second shot,
depending on resilience.
It's significantly slower to the point that if you're trying to double body with Monarque, it's even slower than Wishender, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So as you can see from that little clip, the double body did not immediately kill on Monarque, and it required the poison to kill the target to get the last little bit of that damage. And as you can see, it's slower than Wishender, which is the slowest primary bow in the game. Now, another thing to keep in mind, why are people saying that this is still kind of a buff? Well, it does technically kill faster if you get a headshot, but you have to get a headshot. And that's only because Monarque's draw time was reduced just a little bit to compensate for the damage being lowered, and just to bring it more in line with other lightweight stats. And while, yes, it is faster, one, you have to get a headshot, which you're not getting anything out of it because Monarque doesn't have Archer's tempo like so many other legendary bows are able to get. So you're not getting anything extra out of that headshot. You just have to get the headshot or you're going to kill them much slower than just about any other bow. And the other thing to keep in mind is that while yes, it technically does kill faster than it used to if you're getting a headshot, it's still slower than pretty much any well-rolled legendary in the game. Lightweight or precisions are going to be able to kill faster than Monarque now. So, is this a nerf? Absolutely. This is not a buff. It might seem that way because it's technically capable of killing faster, and it feels good because the bow has snapshot, which makes any bow feel wonderful, but it's still a nerf. Monarque is not the beast that it used to be. It still has the poison, it's still excellent at harassing, so as far as an exotic bow goes, it's definitely still good. The damage is lower and the poison doesn't happen as long, so while it's definitely still the best bow for harassing people because of the poison, it's not oppressive and it's not incredibly lethal. At this point in time, it is honestly worse than any well-rolled legendary bow in the game, or anyone that you've crafted. I mean, there's numerous craftable legendary bows that you can build to be better than Monarque, and I think that's a great thing. Monarque has long stood in the way of bows being able to shine in any way, get any kind of buffs, and so the fact that we got not only a Monarque nerf at the same time as a massive bow buff across the board is great, and it's going to allow other bows to shine that aren't Monarque, and hopefully maybe get less of a bad rap, because whenever somebody thinks of annoying bows, they immediately think of Monarque. And while on some level it might still be annoying, it's not the beast that it once was. This is absolutely a nerf. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I hope y'all have a wonderful evening.